things covered. Listeners and viewers checking us out on YouTube, we appreciate the support. But you guys are listeners to us anywhere where podcasts are found. We appreciate your support as well. My guy, Pat P, he's back on dry land once again. And of course, you guys understand what this week is. NFL free agency kicked off this past Monday. There are a lot of movers and shakers throughout the National Football League, new faces in new places. There are so many intriguing things that have happened and that will happen. And our very own Pat P, once again, he is a free agent. And there have been a lot of Minnesota Viking fans trying to figure out what our very own Pat P is going to do. And I've been getting text messages like I'm Pat P. Like, what is he going to do? Do the Vikings want him back? Do he want to go back? Do he want to blah, blah, blah? Man, listen, if you've been listening to the show, you know Pat loves Minnesota. He loves the fan base. He even loved the cold. So y'all must have treated him very, very well his first year in Minnesota. But let's hear it from the horse's mouth. Pat, man, if things are in the right direction, would you like to go back to Minnesota?
Oh, man, I stand where I stood, in December. I say I love everything about Minnesota. At the end of the day, the ball's in their court now. If they want me back, So I'm a free agent right now. I have a couple teams that say that they're interested. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of days.
And I remember, let's go back to a year ago around this same time. I remember we had some dialogue back and forth. And you told me the teams that you guys have been communicating with, you and your agent. And then all of a sudden, the Vikings showed up and sealed the deal. And that's the unique thing about the unexpected thing about free agency. It could be a team, if you don't go back to your home team, it could be a team that you didn't have any communication with that comes up and say, we want this guy. And I know you've said there have been a few teams in the mix. Or would you mind sharing those teams outside of Minnesota that have had some early conversations, to say the least?
Well, you know me, Mac, I don't like putting that out there. Just not yet, because obviously I'm still a free agent. So whenever I get news on whatever team I'll be playing for, God's willing, this season, in the next podcast, then we'll put that out there.
No question. And when you look at the direction of Minnesota right now, me and you have had discussions regarding the new coach and Kevin O'Connell, the staff he has put in place. You have some familiarities with some of the new staff members there. When you look at the direction of the organization, man, how optimistic are you in regards to Minnesota being able to be a playoff caliber team this upcoming season, based on the head coach, based on the staff, and of course, they're going to make some additions as well to the personnel?
Man, I thought that we had the guys I know we had the guys on the roster last year, especially the guys on offense, being able to put up the points that they've been able to put up, week in and week out. It was just situational football for us that just kept us from getting in the playoffs, in my opinion, especially early on in the season, losing 7 games by 4 less points. So that was tough for us. And I think just getting a coach that just won a Super Bowl that has a great track record on the horizon, and coming from a winning program, coming from a program that seemed to thrive in those situations, especially in the playoffs. That last minute drive in the Super Bowl, the drive to kick the field goal to put the game in overtime against Tampa. And who they played in the second round?
They played Tampa. They play Arizona.
They play Arizona first round, so
Tampa second round. Third round they played at home.
They played the 49ers.
49ers, yep.
And 49ers, and just seeing those guys operating, in situational football. And I know the Wilf family wanted, a young, innovative, offensive-minded coach that can, get the ball in the right places, get the playmakers the ball in big moments, and having those guys thrive throughout the season. I think everything is in place now. Now it's going to come down to, as guys staying healthy, guys buying into the new system.
And that was something you guys weren't fortunate with, health and COVID.
Right, exactly. Guys buying into the new system, coaches trusting his new players to be where they need to be, and just sticking to the strip. And because obviously you've seen it with the Rams. You've been around it. You saw the culture. You saw how Sean ran his day-to-day operation, and now you got an opportunity to do it on your own and see if you can capture a championship as well.
Yeah, and some of the big news coming from Minnesota. Kirk Cousins got a new deal, basically a 1-year deal for $35 million. I think it's a 2-year deal, but this year he will be receiving $35 million. And I know some fans felt like, well, it's time to move on from Kirk Cousins, but this is how I feel. Don't complain about a problem if you don't have an answer, right? If you let Kirk Cousins go, who do you turn to at the quarterback position?
Who do you turn to?
Yeah. Who do you turn to? I mean, is the answer currently on the roster? You try to finagle and make something happen by bringing someone else in. But they brought Kirk Cousins back, $35 million, had him on the show some months ago. When you look at the relationship that Kevin has established as an offensive-minded guy, what do you foresee happening with this new relationship with Kirk Cousins and Kevin O'Connell, especially when you look at the players that are surrounding Kirk on the offensive end?
I think, with Kevin having a relationship with, Kirk, back in his Washington days can definitely be, big for their, for their growth moving forward. Obviously we know they haven't been around each other for so many years, but, Kevin has a great understanding on what Kirk likes to do. Kirk understands, I don't think he understands quite how he wants to call the games just yet, because this would be his first time because I think he was his quarterback coach or quality control, if I'm not mistaken.
When in Wash, I think quality control.
Quality control. So I couldn't tell you which one. So he really don't understand how he will call plays, but that's all through the process. But they have, a rapport with one another. So I think it's big, for him to step into this Minnesota organization and have a quarterback that he can rely on, a quarterback that can speak the same language that he does. So it's going to be interesting to see how it works out.
Yeah, and he was a quarterback coach in 2017, just one season with Kirk Cousins there in Washington. A familiar face is joining the Minnesota Vikings. Your former teammate out in Arizona, Jordan Hicks, signed with the Minnesota Vikings. Tell us a little bit about Jordan Hicks, what he can bring to the table defensively, knowing the type of player that he is with you guys playing together in Arizona.
Very reliable player, going to be where he's supposed to be at all times, a tackling machine, a guy that plays with high energy, guys that understand defenses, get guys lined up, wherever the guys are on the defensive side of the field, understands, the floor of the game, just have a really good, feel and knack for the game, so it's good to see him, get another opportunity to play the game that he loved, a Super Bowl champion, played at a high level for so many years. And I think he's going to be a great addition for this Minnesota defense.
Well, Pat, right now you're in the wrap up this part of this show and just sit and wait. But when it comes to you in this process, are you just waiting, getting ready to, take us through your mindset? Are you golfing? I know you just was out in Albany, but what's going on right now as you wait to see exactly what happens if you go to Minnesota, if you go elsewhere? You just kind of, golfing or just join the fam?
Man, I'm kind of doing a little bit of everything, kind of golfing, working out, enjoying the family, just cook some steaks before I hopped on the show. So my daughters like for me to cook steaks for them every once in a while. So, man, just soaking it all in, man. Just, at this point, there's nothing I can do. You know what I mean? All I have to do is just, be patient, have faith in the good Lord that he's going to land me somewhere where he wants me to be and give me another opportunity to play this game that I love and also, fight for something that I don't have yet.
Championship.
Or Super Bowl ring.
Hey, I can tell you this much, Pat P. You know where the Super Bowl is at this year, right?
Arizona.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
So if I get the team, man, I'd be big.
But one thing we do anticipate whenever you get the news, we're gonna go ahead and do an emergency pod.
Yeah, emergency.
Let everybody know on all things covered what Pat P will be playing this upcoming season.
Yes, sir.
Rocking the number 7.
Sam.
All right. Well, all things covered, listeners and viewers. You heard it. Pat P wouldn't mind going back to Minnesota to play with the Vikings, but it's out of his control. It's all about business. As Lil Wayne said, compensation over conversation.
Yes, sir.
You don't even know you ain't no Wayne fan. You don't even know where that comes from. Yeah.
Man, I do know. I'm trying to think of the name of that song. That's like that's like Folo Wayne.
That's it's old. That 06, 07. Yeah.
Is that on? That's not on. That's not on the squad or the.
No, that's not. That wasn't on squad. Matter of fact,
was that? Dang, that's on one of them. I know that's on the mixtape. That ain't on the album.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember.
I forgot the song.
But I know what you're talking about. But like Bugs Bunny said, that's all, folks. And that's not even Bugs Bunny. That's the pig.
Yo, what was the name of the pig?
Pig. I don't even know the name of the pig.
Dang. Off Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
No, Yosemite Sam. That was it?
Was that him?
Yosemite Sam wasn't the pig. What was the name of the pig?
Hey, Mac, that's around your time, the 80s vibe, so man. You should know the pig, man.
Dang. I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna tell you, I can't. Porky Pig.
Porky Pig.
How we forget Porky Pig?
Anyway, Porky did it.
That's all, folks. We'll see you when we see you.